moment she pushed past the flapping yellow crime scene tape. Not just fire, the acrid, chemical bite of accelerant, but beneath it, woven into the cold, damp air of the abandoned warehouse, was the sickly, sweet, greasy stench of burned meat and hair. It coated the back of her throat, thick and violating. She swallowed hard, forcing down the bile that rose instinctively. Jesus, Cole, you sure you're good? Her partner Novak appeared beside her, his face pale under the harsh glare of the halogen lights flooding the space. He held a handkerchief over his nose and mouth, eyes already watering. Forensics said it's bad. Rayna didn't answer. She snapped on latex gloves. The sound loud in the oppressive silence, broken only by radio crackle and the murmur of the CSU team. Her gaze swept the scene. Cold. Analytical. Her mind erecting a practiced wall against the primal horror the smell threatened to invoke. Flashlight beams cut through swirling dust motes. Skeletal machinery loomed from the shadows. Puddles of oily water reflected the false daylight of the lamps, and at the center of it all, a scorched circle of concrete, its black tendrils jagged like claws, radiating outward. At the epicenter, a nightmare, charred bone fused with melted synthetic fiber, remnants of a police uniform, once Officer Ben Carter, now posed in a terrible kneel, one arm outstretched, reaching for salvation that never came. The air shimmered faintly with residual heat. Detective Cole? A forensics tech, masked and goggled, approached with an evidence bag. Inside, pristine against the devastation, was a sheet of cream-colored paper. Found taped to that beam, the tech said. Addressed to you. Rayna took it, steady hands despite the icy dread in her gut. Elegant handwriting, calligraphic, greater than Detective Cole, the first lie burns away. He wore the shield but shielded corruption. Confession purifies. More will follow. Prepare. The Penitent, Novak read over her shoulder. The Penitent? Sounds like a bad movie villain. Media's gonna eat this alive. Rayna didn't answer. Her gaze drifted back to what had been Ben Carter. Confession purifies. What sin had he supposedly confessed, and why address her? It felt personal. Seal this, she said. Chain of custody airtight. Novak talked to first responders again. Every sound, smell, flicker before breach. I want it logged. She moved closer to the body. No secondary burn marks, no signs of a fight. Clean, controlled. Ritual. Crouching, she saw a pattern. Faint geometry within the scorch marks. Deliberate. The accelerant wasn't just gasoline. There was something else beneath it. Something. Sharper. Cole, Captain Ellis. His voice like gravel rubbed raw. He stood at the tape line, trench coat collar up, face shadowed with fatigue and fury. Your scene, your mess. What have you got? Rayna rose. Single victim. Officer Ben Carter, cause of death, incineration, likely antemortem, significant accelerant, signature pattern, premeditated, ritualistic. She pointed to the letter. Addressed to me. Calls it a confession, a purification, warns of more. Signed, the Penitent. Ellis's jaw clenched. Ben Carter was a good cop. What corruption is this psycho talking about? I don't know, Cap, but he chose me. That's not random. Ellis met her eyes. No, it's not. He stepped closer. This is going to explode. The brass is circling already. I need you sharp. No shadows, no ghosts clouding your call. The Miller raid, the civilian, Aiden's suspension, her leave. His words hit like fists. My judgment is fine, Captain, she said, voice like ice. See that it stays that way, Ellis growled. This Penitent just declared war, and you're on the front line. He turned but looked back once more. And Cole, watch your back. If he knows you, he might know where you bleed. Then he was gone. She stood in the harsh light. The stink of cooked flesh, a phantom she couldn't shake. More will follow. Prepare. Outside, dawn bled across the sky. As Rayna stepped into the morning haze, the dispatch crackled. Greater than. Suspect designation for the Carter homicide is now the Confessor. Repeat, the Confessor. Suspect designation for the Carter homicide is now the Confessor. Repeat, the Confessor. The Confessor. The media already had its monster. Rayna leaned against her unmarked car, eyes closed, breathing shallowly. The letter burned in her mind. Confession purifies. Another lie, gone in flame. But whose lie? And what would the confessor ignite next? The fire had begun, and Rayna Cole was standing right in its path.